Hi everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see, Harley is just bubbling over with excitement because Bridget finally had her baby. She had a single doeling who we are naming Solstice, and we are going to keep her because she is our the buck that we lost earlier this year, Plutus. This is his baby, so we're definitely going to retain her.
Didn't really take on the trait of him.
Isn't she the cutest?
Don't do that. You want to see the phone.
Put her down so she can run and play.
Yeah.
We're so excited. We've been watching Bridget for a while, and we watched her.
Since like 3. You've been watching her.
No, I mean like for a few days.
Oh yeah.
And we've watched her udder just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Huge.
And actually, I thought she had 2 in there, but this is a big baby. And so, yeah, we watched her. She passed her afterbirth, and we are satisfied that she only has 1. Harley, move over a little bit. I want to see if we can show the udder.
Oh, geez, where are you going? Oh, don't worry.
I'll show you Bridget's udder. She's a first freshener, and she is, I'm really excited about her because she is our very first homebred doe. So we bought her mother and we bought her father, and then we bred them, and she's the first doeling that we were able to retain. And I am just so happy with her udder attachment and her teat placement. This is what we really are striving for. We don't breed purebreds, but what we do is breed very good milking does that are good for the homestead, and that's what we like to pass on, those genetics. So here, let me show you Solstice. So here she is just as black as she could be with her 1 little white sock, and we absolutely love her.
She's actually very good confirmation doe.
Well, for what we can tell right now, and your little ears still folded up. She's just absolutely adorable, and we're obsessed with her. Okay, it's a few days later, and we have actually had to start milking Bridget because little Solstice isn't drinking enough, and Bridget's bag is huge, and so we don't want to risk. She's drinking enough to maintain herself, but Bridget's bag is so big we don't want to risk mastitis. So we've been having to, stupid chickens, get out of here, shoo! We've been having to milk her out a little bit, not the whole way. Take a turn and then I'll come in and help you out. But she's doing really good. Look at her in there with Grandma Danny. Hi everybody, happy 4th of July. I'm coming to you from my greenhouse because today I am seed starting for my fall garden. So that's going to consist of, things that I'm seed starting in here is going to be kale and cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower. Also, I'm going to be starting some more carrots and some more beets out in the garden. So yeah, pretty excited about that. It's kind of bittersweet in a way because I know that sowing these seed starting in here, that's it for the summer. You know, if I don't get them started now, I won't have a harvest. So that, you know, we're celebrating summer right now, but at the same time, this is the time to be thinking about your fall crops and getting stuff in for the end of the year. So if you want to start a fall garden, now is the time. It's not too late. You can start beans right now. You can do carrots and beets and lettuce, spinach, and all kinds of things. You can even, depending on what zone you're in, if you start them right now, you could get a round of cucumbers, and even some squash you can get in. So depending on when your last frost date is, well actually your first frost date. My first frost is somewhere around October 9th. It usually varies. Last year we didn't get a frost until the end of October, which was really crazy. But I always estimate for the beginning of October, like around the 8th or 9th, and that's usually like a good target for us. So if you have a first frost date of around that time, now's the time to be getting it in. You have about 100 days, give or take, so that's the time to be planning for these things. I'm coming at you today on the 4th of July. Let me take these off. It's kind of hard to see through them. You know, I think about a lot of things and I know I haven't posted a video in the past week. I've been very contemplative of all the things going on right now. I've been a little bit stressed out because I still have my old job of leatherworking that I need to get caught up on, and it's been stressing me out a bit because I really want to get it done so I can just throw myself completely into this YouTube world, and also, you know, just completely be a full-time farmer, which is what my heart's desire has been since I've been wee tall. But that's a story for another day. But today is the 4th of July, and you know, I see everybody's out having parties and blowing up fireworks, and that's wonderful. But to me, the older I get and the more things that we've seen in the past few years, I really start to wonder and start to think about, you know, what are we celebrating and why are we celebrating it? And I hear about things about, you know, farmers are losing their lands to, what's it called? Well, anyways, when the government agencies or big companies come in and just, you know, take some of your land, I can't remember the word for it. It'll come to me. It'll come to me probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. What is that? Not a right of way. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. But also, you know, there's this talk of lab grown meats. So, you know, you're not getting real meat, you're getting stuff grown in a factory. Which wouldn't be labeled. This is a whole other conversation that I'm going to have maybe in a different video. And you know, I really start to sit there and I wonder, and I think to myself, the 4th of July celebrates our freedom as a country. And there were a lot of reasons why they went to war. One of them was over taxes. I don't think they had as many taxes as we have now. Although tea was taxed then and it isn't now. I mean, how far ahead are we really? And then I think about, what does it mean to be independent? What does it mean to be free? And for me, in my own thought process, farming and raising my own food is the biggest form of defiance in a situation that seems more and more controlling every time we turn around. And offering food, good, healthy food of all types to people in my community, you know, that to me is freedom. Every time I use my land for the betterment of my family and the people around me, that feels like taking back my land, and just using it to its full potential. So on this 4th of July, I'm encouraging you guys to take back your land. Whether that means you have land and maybe you're not using it to its full potential, and you go out and you put in a garden this year and you start feeding your family, or whether you decide that I'm going to start growing food for my neighbors. Whether that means, you know what, I have a half an acre, I could probably get a few feeder pigs to put in my freezer. Do that. I'm encouraging you, and I'm hoping that you know that you can do it. I heard an interesting thing, an interesting statistic, and it was that your native tongue is lost in 2 generations. So if you had somebody come over here from a different country, those people's children may know some of the language but may not be completely fluent in it, but by the 2nd generation from that person, the language is lost. And this was used, this specific statistic was used about food, and they were saying that, you know, we're losing skills rapidly. We are becoming a nation that largely doesn't know how to source food. So if you don't have property that you can grow food on, you wouldn't know how to source it. You know, back before, I'm going to blame the Industrial Revolution because I blame that for a lot of things. I mean, of course there is necessity, being as how many people there are on this planet, but at the same time, I really believe that invention has also been a deficit for us. Again, that's another conversation. However, we are losing, you know, the ability to grow food. We're losing all that knowledge of how to put away food, how to salt cure things, how to can things, how to preserve things naturally. how to look for water if it isn't in the city tap, how to do all of these things. It's being lost, and I encourage you guys to learn as much as you can about these old things. Whether or not you ever use it, it's really valuable information to have. And you know, going back to Independence Day and freedom, I think that it's very freeing knowing that you are capable of growing your own food. Again, if you don't have the property to grow your own food, it's awesome to know how to source it. And when I mean source it, I don't mean just go to the grocery store and buy whatever food's there and looks good. I'm talking about finding a local farmer and understanding that you can buy a cow by the half, the whole, by a quarter. You can buy a pig by the half or whole. You can buy a lamb. You can fill up your freezer without going to the grocery store. You can, if you don't have property but you would like to grow your own vegetables, you could probably find somebody that has a large enough yard, and you know, if you work out a deal with them, say, hey, I would like to garden, but I don't have any land. Maybe if I give you some of our produce, can we, you know, garden in your yard or whatever? There's many different ways to skin a cat. And I'm just encouraging you guys to take the initiative and learn and really try to be as independent as you can. I am challenging you to be as food independent as possible on this 4th of July. And I hope you stay tuned to this channel, because I will try my hardest to be better at teaching, but there are plenty of amazing channels out there that will teach you. You know, I've learned from YouTube channel, from YouTube land, and so there's a lot of sources out there, great sources, and they teach you every which way but Sunday on how to do something. But it's really valuable, and I feel it's very important in this day and age where you don't know if the meat you're getting at the restaurant was grown in a petri dish or on an actual cow. And even at that, let's face it, you might be getting meat at the grocery store, but you don't know what's been in that cow. Whereas if you buy from a local person, you have a better chance of knowing what that animal's been eating. And I think that's important as well. I will never criticize, no, that's not the right word. I will never diss factory farming to the point where I know it's very necessary, because there's not enough of us small farmers anymore to feed everybody. So I'm well aware that that's very necessary. But I also think that small farming is much more important. Truth be told, it is better for the environment when you can let your animals be natural in their natural state. I could take you over and show you my cows right now. They're living their best cow life as natural as possible. They're not, you know, gassing up the place with their cow farts. I could go on this rant for a long time, but the truth is, small farming is very necessary, and I feel like if more people would pick the habit up, it would just be better for everybody. So again, I'm challenging you on this 4th of July to take back your land, pick up a hoe, learn how to grow food, or if not, figure out who you can buy it from and see if you can lend a hand, maybe learn from them. And it would be so awesome if more of us would do that and, you know, take care of our communities. So that's the end of my soapbox rant for today on this 4th of July. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're eating well, and, you know, hope you're just having a really enjoyable time with friends and family. We're out here working hard. I'm sweating. We went to the fair earlier today, but I needed to get home so I could work on my garden. And I have a lot more video footage coming soon. I am going to plug in here at the end of the video some footage of our new sweet baby. Baby Solstice was born 2 days ago. She is our homegrown doe, Bridget's first baby, and she will be staying here for the long haul. She is the daughter of Plutus, who we lost earlier this year, and there's a video about that down in the playlists. And so she's very special to us, and she will definitely be staying. So I'll add that footage in here. And actually, we've started milking Bridget because usually I wait for about 2 weeks and then we start kid sharing. But Bridget's udder development is phenomenal, and being that she only had a single, she was really getting full, and really it was detrimental that we started to milk her, because if we didn't, she could have ended up with mastitis. So we're just letting the baby stay on her, but we're just milking out the extra pressure just to make sure that she doesn't get over full. So I'm gonna add all that footage in here at the end. And again, I just wanna wish you guys the greatest 4th of July. We still live in the greatest country in the world, in my opinion. But I think we could make it a little bit greater. I hope you have a great day. Bye.